Hey!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Falling Towers Watch the First podcast. This is 2020 in review. We watched 41 series in 2020, and we're about to speed through all of them. It's just like speed dating for TV shows.
Oh.
With us, I know, and we're going to have a bunch of special guests, including two just below me. We've got Miss Bridget Fitzgerald, who is hilarious.
Yes. I don't know which way she is on my thing.
She's in the Friends living room. By the way, she holds the record for most appearances on the Falling Tower Watch the First podcast. Yes. 4 times as a special guest, once as a special guest host. Yeah. Also joined by Jennifer Durst, who is slightly less hilarious, but she will make you laugh twice as much. Jurassic Jen.
Yay! She was actually a guest host when you had me as a guest.
Mm-hmm. And when we came up with this podcast idea, Jen, you were like the first person that popped in our head as an example of somebody as a special guest. That's why you're in our first session of recordings. With us, as always, co-chair, co-CEO, co-captain. If you send him vegan pork rinds that say hella hot, he'll come back to you and be like, they were only kind of hot. Yeah. What a lie. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg.
They should rename them A Little Bit of Heat. I'm enjoying my, I guess you can't see it because
it's an invisible drink.
It's a Romulan whiskey. It's a blue.
Nice.
Blue-green whiskey, which is why it's not showing up. So
we're getting some questions already. This is your proof, guys, to answer your questions.
Is this live? Yes.
Yes, it is.
It's happening right now.
Yep. So this is live, guys. So for these 41 shows that we speed read through and speed date through, you guys make sure to let us know your thoughts on these shows. Have you seen them? Have you not seen them? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Are you going to see them? By the way, my name is Ryan T. Husk. So I guess this is it.
I want to know what people's favorite episode is before we get started too. So that way, when we get to that episode, we can say, hey, this person said that was their favorite. So, okay.
It's a good one. Hi. Romulan whiskey and vegan pork rinds. Yum. That's Vian out in the Central Coast. She works with animals and she's great.
Aw, nice.
So, War Dog Heim, Bill Erickson out in the Montana blue skies. So here we go. Jesse asked a question in reference to what you said, Michael. Is there a text list of your previous reviews so we don't suggest a show you already did? Just a playlist on Falling Tower.
Yeah.
So everybody, if you're not subscribed to Falling Tower on YouTube, please go over to youtube.com/Falling Tower, or if you're watching this right now, right there, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon. Without further ado, hello to Rose Kirby out in the UK.
Nice. Rose.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Right.
We got to fly through these.
Speed dating time.
You're a pro.
No. I've never done that before, actually.
Michael, do you remember what our very first episode was? Our first recording, Jen was in our first recording session, but she was actually in episode 2.
Episode 2. Well, we've got an important question in the comments right now. Philip Wright says, important question. When can we get a Star Trek for Cool Guys Part 2? Ryan?
Soon.
Sooner or later. Probably later than sooner.
But hello to Philip Wright out in the UK. He's great. We love him.
Our first episode that we recorded was episode 2 that we aired. This magic of Hollywood. Sorry to break the mystique for everyone, but you don't always air things in the order that things are shot. But episode 1 and 2 were shot on the same day. Episode 1 was our review of Star Trek Picard.
Right.
And episode 2 was our review of The Mandalorian.
I remember that.
Yes.
Yes.
So the way we end every show is we give it a rating 1 through 10, and we say if we would watch the second episode, if we would watch more of this.
Did we do that back in these first 2 episodes, though?
Not right away. So we'll see how it all goes. But that's going to be the main thing. We'll just kind of focus. Like,
hey, there's Grogu.
So anyway,
cutie.
Let's get through these. People want us to move on. So Star Trek Picard, episode 1. We all said, you, Michael, me, Ryan, and Lila Shacker all said we would watch episode 2. Did you watch episode 2?
I watched episode 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, however many there were. So
you finished it?
Yeah. I mean, all season 1. They haven't aired season 2 yet, to my knowledge. Maybe Ryan has some secret links that he gets previews of things that we don't get. But
no, in fact, they're beginning to shoot it theoretically February 1st.
2 days before my birthday. Hi. February 3rd. Oh, Len. Hi, Len.
So, and I'm sure Lila Shacker also watched it all. Maybe. Jen, episode 2 was...
I've watched the first.
The first was The Mandalorian. You are our special guest. You did say you would watch the second, but the big question is, did you?
I finished all the new season too. So.
I think you had said. I think you had said when we did this episode that you had already seen all of season 1 anyway.
Yes, I did, and I had to go rewatch the first episode again, which I didn't mind. So. And now we know with behind with Bridget. I feel like I'm going like this because she's on the other side of me, but I don't know which side she is.
Here we go.
Bridget, have you seen all of the Baby Yoda show?
I have seen all the Baby Yoda show. I'm actually wearing a shirt that says when your song comes on. Or he's just going like, yeah. Because I love it.
I actually just got a shirt with Baby Yoda. Well, Grogu. I just
Grogu.
got a shirt with
Grogu, you guys, not Baby Yoda anymore.
I know, but back then it was Baby Yoda.
Well, I haven't watched season 2 yet. I watched all of season 1, and I'm going to binge watch season 2. So as far as I know, he's still Baby Yoda, and I don't know anything about Luke Skywalker.
Sorry about the spoilers.
No spoilers.
So the third episode of Falling Towers, watch the first, was G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. That's the 80s cartoon. Our special guest was Ashley Atwood. Shout out to her.
Yeah. I actually just saw her Christmas movie. She did a Christmas movie. It was really good.
Great.
Ashley. Mm-hmm.
Check it out, everybody.
Yeah.
But she said that she wouldn't watch G.I. Joe's second episode. Michael and I said that we would. Did you, Michael?
No.
Me neither.
I was going to ask, yeah.
But I would.
I would too.
It's not, will you watch the second episode?
It's, would you?
Would you?
Yeah, sure I would.
Interesting.
Do you guys have any fond memories of G.I. Joe, Bridget and Jen?
Honestly, I think I was too busy with My Little Ponies to do G.I. Joe. But my boyfriend Brian loves G.I. Joe as a kid. He was very into that.
Nice.
Jen, what were you going to say?
No, I was like, I agree. My Little Pony was my thing.
Right.
All right, looks like we got our My Little Pony crew here, if anybody ever suggests that.
Watch the first.
I did have a G.I. Joe doll, though, because he was like the boyfriend to my Barbie.
If you guys want us to review a show, just say WTF and the show in the comments below of this episode or any episode. That stands for Watch the First, and we will watch the first episode of My Little Pony. People have been suggesting that since episode 1, and we still haven't done it yet, but we will.
Ryan has been suggesting that. Ryan says, if you want us to watch something, just say like WTF, My Little Pony. He really wants to watch it, but nobody has said it yet.
Am I allowed to do this? Can I punk you into doing this? Because I'll do it. I don't mind. I'll get on YouTube right now. I got a second device.
See, you guys, that's why we like Bridget.
That's all we're trying to say.
Because she's joking. You don't really make us watch My Little Pony.
Oh, won't I?
So episode 4 was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Jardians of the Galaxy, as I like to say.
Yeah, and it was the animated series on Disney Plus. We had Darylyn Kelleher as our special guest. All three of us said we would not watch the second
Oh,
episode.
wow.
Did you, Michael?
I did not.
Me neither. I didn't even think about
I
it.
stayed true to that. What I said. So
That bad?
did you guys know that there was an animated Guardians of the Galaxy cartoon on Disney Plus?
No, I did not know that.
I didn't even know. That's why I was like, oh, you watched the movie?
Someone
Yeah.
said watch the first My Little Pony over there. Just FYI.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, it has to be in the
Look.
comments below also. So
No, that's our good buddy
There it is.
Joe
That's
Erickson
Someone just did it.
out in
Boom.
Montana.
That's My Little Pony. There you go. You got
They
your next
also
episode.
said Gem and the holograms in there. Guys,
I
I'm
saw
not-
that
Yes.
Okay. Oh boy, there's more than one.
yeah. I got to reboot.
Be more specific on which one you want us to watch.
Yeah, he says do it. I'm like, yeah, done. Ready.
Okay. Add a little ticker for fun.
Oh, I love
So we are going to say goodbye to 2020. It was kind of a crappy year off and on, right?
Yes. This was very difficult for a year, but I feel like I appreciate people around me more this year, thanks to this year being a little difficult.
Yeah.
Like Roz Stanley, who was our 5th guest in episode 5, Tiger King.
Oh,
Nice.
Now, this
that's
was
the
the one,
beginning of all this.
right?
Reminds me of the beginning when it all went down.
And people were desperate to watch any old filth on TV. We didn't actually. We forgot to say whether we'd watch the second. So, Michael, did you watch the second of Tiger King?
Heck no.
I finished it.
Yeah, I think I did too.
That
And I
episode.
didn't. Is
I'm not even trying to hear that noise.
but we know that our guest Roz Stanley, who by the way will be here shortly. Everybody, Roz Stanley will be here soon. She watched the entire series at least twice, all the way through, possibly thrice.
Whoa.
Oh.
I know. Next is well, guys, episode 6 has somebody by the name of Rico E. Anderson as our special guest.
Oh.
But thankfully, he's not here to defend himself, so we can say whatever we want. Whoops, daisy.
I heard that.
I didn't hear anything.
Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Rico
Yes,
E.
I was-
Anderson, ladies and gentlemen.
I was speaking to all of you. Bridget, I haven't seen you in a long time. Jen, I haven't seen you in a long time. You guys,
Just on social media.
I know. So close yet so far.
So,
High
Rico,
five.
you're watching backstage for a minute. You know what we're doing here, and you
I
know
heard
why
every
you're here.
word. I heard every word.
Uh-oh.
So, episode 6, special guest Rico E. Anderson, Michael, we watched. Do you remember?
The Office.
Do you really remember these, or do you have a list?
I have it up on my other monitor right now.
Okay.
Obviously.
I didn't know that. Rico, you said that you would watch the second episode of The Office. Did you, though?
No.
Can you girls believe that neither of these two guys had watched the first episode of The Office before we watched this?
I didn't know it was required after the fact. I did not know that it was required and that you guys were going to actually call us on it.
We didn't either.
God.
Well, I
That's
already
right.
admitted that I did not watch the second episode of G.I. Joe, so
But you did watch all of My Little Pony, right?
we haven't reviewed My Little Pony yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I say with that you get a whole bunch of us because while I've never seen the first episode of My Little Pony, and I have sisters, so I may have seen a couple of episodes. I wouldn't mind being a part of that.
I like that comment.
This is great. Joy is cracking me up.
Little brony.
Yeah.
Brony
and
action.
why-
Because
I-
they exist.
Why is Rico getting more love in the comments than the four of us combined have?
I got fans, baby.
I love Rico.
People love Rico. Even with all my COVID hair.
Anyway, it was great seeing you, Rico. Thank you for joining back to us.
Bye. Wait.
No, Bridget, that wasn't me saying I'm going to pop in and pop out. That's Ryan being.
Ryan's mad with power is what it is.
I know.
I'm like, okay, bye. Okay, you're back.
Got a little love, and my God.
Ryan,
All
you
right.
gotta love him more. Look how many people are loving him. Like all the people over there in the comments or down there in the comments.
I don't know
love him
where
so
I'm
much.
comments.
Wherever they are, they're
I
loving
can't see
him.
him. Wait.
But wait, Bridget and Jen, have you two watched The Office?
Yeah, I actually just started watching The Office, so I totally feel you, Rico, that you did not watch it until just now.
Yeah, it's just I like the show. It just wasn't one of those shows that I gravitated towards when everybody else was doing it. Rico 234, hell yeah, baby. Melissa, what's up, girl? Yeah,
Melissa Longo will be joining us shortly. By the way, shout out to Melissa. Stick around. She'll be here in just a moment.
You know another show that I never graduated towards?
No, that's not what this is.
I'm not talking about that.
Rico's like, let's talk about life.
It's just gonna be a whole debate. We're just gonna have debates about shows now.
Speaking of which, episode 7, special guest Bridget Fitzgerald. We watched Superman.
You watched Superman?
Future Man.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember
Future
that.
Man? I don't remember Future Man.
Well, Michael, Bridget, and I all said that we would watch the second episode. Did you guys watch the second episode?
I did.
I watched the whole damn thing. Yep.
Wow.
Woo.
Everybody at home, do you like Future Man? I did not watch it, but I would. And I almost planned to.
You should.
Change the question for Ryan. Like he has to watch the second, not will he or would he.
Then it would be like all no's. It would be all no's, but I would, and I would like to. So we'll see if I do. Bridget, do you have any lasting impressions off of that show?
Honestly, I don't remember very much of it, other than it felt like there were like some fart jokes or something in there. There was like I don't remember very much of it, but that stuck with me. So,
well, then it's a good show then, because a good fart
jokes.
Check it out. I think it's a Hulu original, so it's pretty good. It's got, what's his face? PETA from
the Hunger Games. That's why I like him. And from Little New York. Isn't that he was in a movie as a kid before the Hunger Games? Anyway.
If you want to sell a show, sex and fart jokes.
Done.
Oh, Katie Carr. Katie Carr skipping ahead. We did Futurama, so hang on, we'll get to that. Future Man, both seasons. Okay.
Nice.
Future what?
Someone said Futurama, yes. Future Man, no.
See, you guys can't call me out because then they call me out in the comments. That's not fair.
Keep calling them out.
No, stop.
I'm calling out.
No.
So next, episode number 8 was one, Michael, that probably the first one that we really, really loved. It was The Witcher, and our special guest was Melissa Longo, who will be here shortly. We all said, no, Michael, you and I said we would not watch the second episode. Melissa said
Melissa had already watched it. So she definitely said she would. So
do you remember how much you liked it?
Me? I did not care for it.
How much did you not care for it?
Not a lot.
I love this direct conversation. It's like, did you like it? Yes.
He's so measured and even keeled. He's like, I hated it a lot.
Are there any fans of The Witcher? Because somehow it does well in fandom and on
I think people love it, but I hated the first episode at least.
Yeah, it was.
People say that you need to watch more, but I could not even.
I didn't even try watching the first one.
I would think people would like it, especially the ladies, because of Henry Cavill. So that's I think that's where a lot of it.
Hey, she did watch the second.
Nice.
I knew she did.
Everybody's
Oh,
favorite
there you go.
Canadian, or one of our favorite Canadians, Tanya Dash says, I like the show The Witcher. Then again, 2, I have the video game of it also. It's got a video game.
It's that
Yeah,
part.
it was based on a video game, right?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Hey, can I
Based on
put
a
in
video
a
game based
proposal?
on a book or something? I don't remember, but
Can I put in a proposal
Ooh.
that fall? Bridget, will you marry me? No.
What?
notice she said yay, not yes. But
Yeah, I know. It's like, hey!
Confetti.
Wait,
Where did we go? This is confused. Oh, I see. It's just you and me now, Rico. Rico.
Hey,
Hey, guys.
excuse me.
awkward.
We're having a moment. Jeez.
Having a moment, guys. Oh,
So my proposal is that Falling Tower create a show called Watch the Last. Now I know it doesn't have the same
That's fun.
as
We
WTF.
talked about that.
Yeah, we've passed that around too. That's a great idea. Rico loves to come up with these ideas that I or we have never told anybody. And I'm like, how do you freaking know this?
like it.
How do you know
Our idea was to
Like
watch
it.
the last episode of a show and try to deduce by only watching the last episode, like what happened throughout the entire episode, the entire run of the series.
Now,
Right.
everybody in the comments section, let us know if that's a good idea. Should we watch the last and then decide if the show is worth watching from the beginning
Oh,
based
damn
on that?
thing.
it's just called spoilers, the show.
Yeah,
But sometimes watching a last show is like, sometimes it's the worst.
Oh.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
All right.
I didn't know that.
Back to work, guys. We got a lot of work. Scott Baker's waiting on us, and he's virtual.
Steady.
Now, episode 9 with Crystal Starr
Ooh.
was Justin Roiland's Solar Opposites.
or opposites.
Oh,
Um,
I've actually seen that.
Crystal and I said we would watch the second. Michael was a vehement no, but I will also say this was the first episode where we added the second part of the Terrible Twos, bottom line, was we gave it a rating 1 to 10. Michael, you gave it a 2. I gave it a 6. And Crystal gave it a 4 for an average of 4. Did you watch the second?
Me? No.
We hated it.
I gave it a 2. Didn't you hear me?
everyone's like, why are you asking me about
Yeah, like what? He just gave it a 2 and said he hated it.
But I know that Ryan did watch at least. Didn't you watch like the whole first season or something?
Yep. I watched the entire thing because I heard like episode 7 or 8 was really, really good, or 6 or something like that. And it was very good. It wasn't like the best animated episode ever, like a lot of people did say, but it was very, very good. It was solid. It was like a 9 for an animated show, I'd say. And I was fine with it. The first episode was not very good, but it did get better. And Crystal,
Yeah, I
believe she
I
watched.
wasn't even part of that, and I watched the whole thing. See?
Did you like it?
I liked it. It wasn't it wasn't like one of those shows where you're like, oh, I can't wait for the next one to come out. It was just kind of like I'm doing nothing. And, oh, the next episode's out, I'll watch it, kind of thing. So it was like in between. Like I would give it like a 6, but I did watch the whole season. So
Nice.
Mhm.
Next was episode 10, Upload on Amazon.
I
Our
love
special
that.
guest was Heidi Cox. Michael, you gave it a 7. I gave it a 7. Heidi gave it an 8. And we all said yes, we would watch the second. Did you watch the second?
I watched the entire first season. Yeah.
It's a good show.
Me too. It was good.
Such a
You know
good
what? When my wife is into a show too, then it's easy to watch a show because like then we like after dinner we'll sit down and watch a show at night, and like if we're watching a show, then we're watching that show.
Huh. Bridget, Rico, Jen, have you seen Upload?
I loved it.
I
I
never heard of
watched the
Loved
first episode of it.
You love
Ironic.
it, Jen?
The whole thing.
Rico would like it, I think.
what's it
Bridget,
about?
you didn't? What's about a thing? I don't know. It's fun though.
Yeah, it's kind of like
There's a
After
whole
Life.
series
Yeah.
on this sort of stuff.
It's
It's a
a
science
comedy.
fiction. Yeah.
I can't wait. Is there going to be a season 2? Because I hope so.
Oh, I sure hope so. It's good
I
enough.
loved it.
Hmm.
What are these guys talking about? What are we missing in the
We're going
comments?
back to Witcher, I guess.
Oh
Yeah.
Lord! See, I tell you, it's a female favorite, man.
First, then the last.
See? Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
A female favorite.
Thanks, everybody.
Nice.
The ladies have spoken.
That's funny.
Leo does know.
Leo doesn't
Except for
love
Leo.
I
Oh.
actually never watched
Lady.
it.
Katie Carr, the resident ballerina, says, I watched the last page of the book before I started. Interesting.
Ooh.
Oh, is that how you...
Rose Kirby somewhat agrees. So the next episode was episode 11, Space Force on Netflix with our good friend, Miss Kelly Park. Michael, you gave it a 5. I gave it a 6. Kelly gave it a 5. However, the funny thing is, you and Kelly both gave it a 5 and said you would watch the next episode. I gave it a higher grade of a 6 and said I would not watch the second episode. Did you watch the second?
Yeah, I watched the whole first season.
I did not.
I watched it. I mean, like really, I mean, Chris Gethard is one of my favorite comedians, and like Aparna Nancherla as well. Like they're both in the show. They don't play huge roles, but they late towards the later end of the season, they do get bigger roles, and that just them alone. I'm trying to remember this one line that Aparna Nancherla says, but it was hilarious.
Sounds funny.
Yeah, she's hilarious. Yeah, she's great.
Now, episode 11, this was a really good one. This was the first episode of Lost.
Episode 11 was Space Force.
Sorry. Oh, yeah. So episode 12 was Lost with Polina Matviva, who's from Siberia. We gave enormously high grades. Michael, you and I gave it a 9.5. She gave it a 9. We all said we would watch the second. You've watched all the things.
I think we've all watched the whole thing already before we even watched the first. So,
Bridget, Jen, and Rico, have you seen Lost?
Seasons 1 and 2 I watched. Back when you could get DVDs for your Netflix. That's when I watched it.
I think I made it through 1 and 2 too, and then I just kind of fell off.
See, I finished, but after the second season, I kind of didn't like it as much, but I still was so invested, and like I had to finish it. So, but it's a good show. I actually want to rewatch the whole season, the whole thing again.
I did immediately after rewatching the first episode for this podcast. I was
No way.
Oh, I want to watch it again.
That's awesome. Jesse knows what's up. He said they did Quantum Leap at number 22. And Rico, I believe you are our guest for that one. Jesse,
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah. I don't think I gave that a 10.
Okay, so next, episode 13 with Camille Falciola, who is Swiss, by the way. She is from Switzerland. She's a great skier, probably. We watched Scrubs. Michael, you gave it a 6.5, as did Camille. I gave it a 7. But again, you and Camille both gave it a lower score, but said you would watch it.
No,
and
I think
gave it.
Camille said she wouldn't watch it, didn't she?
No, I was the one that said I wouldn't watch it.
I thought Camille said that she wouldn't watch it either.
Well, I guess we'll have to review the tape.
Dang it.
We need to know. You better tell us all. What's the
Get your facts straight here. Let's figure out.
Either way, I didn't watch the
Camille.
second.
We've talked to her.
Yeah, I've watched the whole show like at least 3 or 4 times through. So even season 9, which is historically not the best, not just historically, but like by all accounts, is a terrible season of television. But I still watched season 9 a bunch of times too. What's all this noise happening?
I know.
Beep, 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 beep.
R2D2's here.
Oh, he's the next guy.
The next guest.
He's in the waiting room.
He's in the waiting room.
Ladies and gentlemen, R2D2 and Luke Skywalker.
Back again.
Now we're about to enter Bridget Rowe. Okay, watch this.
Oh, like in a row.
Yes. Woo. Love it.
Episode 14, special guest, Bridget Fitzgerald. We watched The Expanse on Amazon. Michael, Bridget, you, all 3 of us, we gave it exactly a 7, the first episode of The Expanse, and all 3 of us said we would watch the second episode. Did you guys watch the second?
I didn't know there would be a test.
See, right? See, that's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry. No one expects a pop quiz. I did not. No, I did not.
I would watch the second. I have not, but I would.
I had a very teetering wood. I was very WOUD.
I thought this was a family show.
Calm down, Jen. I barely said yes. I would watch the second. I haven't yet, but anyway.
I saw actually only the first and second episode, but I don't know. Maybe I wasn't in the right mind space. Hey, Sasha. But
she said hi, Ryan and Michael, not Rico.
My bad.
How dare you greet people, Rico?
Oh wait, no, but she also said this.
She said Rico.
You could come back.
Okay.
Come back, Rico.
So Rico, you have a podcast of your own with Sasha. You want to tell us about it for a moment?
Yes, it's called The Lightning Hour, and
sounds great.
Yeah, thank you. It's with Sasha Kerbal and Rochelle Henry. And we interview people in the business from all different levels, from actors to directors to producers to dancers to just all sorts of people. And it's a very family-oriented type show. And we had just finished our second season this month. So going into the third. And check it out on YouTube. Please watch, subscribe, and enjoy. We've had some amazing guests. We've interviewed people from Cobra Kai. We've some of the actors from Cobra Kai. Some of the actors from.
We reviewed Cobra Kai. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, it's coming up in 2 days, I think. It's a wonderful talk show, and everybody should go check it out.
All right.
Well, I agree with a lot of people in the comments that at least the first episode of The Expanse, which is the only episode that I've watched, was great. I mean, it was, I give it a 7, but it was very intriguing.
Intriguing.
Yeah, it made me want to watch more of it. So that's why I said I would.
Speaking of intriguing, let's catch someone off guard. Mr. Scotty Baker.
Hey, me. Hello, everyone. Good to see all your faces.
Man.
It's been so long.
Gotcha.
So everybody, this is writer, producer, director, Steadicam, and camera operator, Mr. Scotty Baker. He was our guest for episode. Sorry, he was our guest host for episode 16. And Jen was the guest.
And I had broken some limbs, and so I was out of commission. And so we had some guest hosts
for 2 weeks. The first of which, Vera Vanguard, was our guest at the time. We reviewed Star Wars: The Clone Wars animated series.
Yes.
Pretty good. Scott, you gave it a 5.5. I gave it a 6.5. Vera gave it a 5.5. You and I said we would not watch the second. She said she would watch the second. Scott, did you watch the second episode?
I think you got your scores mixed up or something misrecorded because
that could very well be true.
Because I did continue to watch the show, not immediately, but because of watching The Mandalorian, it got me more excited to learn about all the machinations, Bo-Katan, all those other storylines and stuff like that. Yeah, but maybe I misremembered, but I thought I gave it a better grade and was willing to work it.
5.5. And you said it with conviction. I just went over these last night. I was like, wow, that was very... I even made a comment about how sure you were. But the good part about this is now people are going to want to find out what's really true, and they're going to go back and watch it.
They're going to go back and watch it. There's so much controversy in these.
Yeah. Controversy, yes, very much. But no, I've started watching the show, and it's pretty. I think it's better than the first episode. Maybe I just wasn't really keen on the first episode so much.
It got better.
It's definitely gotten better, and I think, like I said, because the Mandalorian and stuff, we're starting to like fill in the universe and those storylines.
So next, episode 16. We reviewed Firefly, The guest host was Bridget, and the special guest was Miss Jennifer Durst.
Boom.
Yeah, are you
boom.
above me? I think you're above me, right?
Here, boom.
Let's see. Bridget, you gave it an 8. Jen and I gave it a 7.5. All three of us said we would watch the next episode. But did you guys watch the next episode?
I did. I finished it.
Yeah, I finished the whole thing.
It's only one season long. So it's not.
The whole thing.
Hey, people are busy, Michael.
I
But
did.
did you guys?
That actually was my favorite episode because I had so much fun talking about that show.
Mhm.
And it meant something because remember, we've been trying to watch it. Was it Ryan too, right? We were trying to watch it for a while because Paul kept talking about it.
Yeah.
Everybody does. Everybody says, every nerd you know will say, you haven't seen Firefly yet? You got to watch it.
So I was really happy to watch it, and then I got really into it, and I loved it.
But did you guys watch Bridget and Jen? Did you watch the Serenity movie after?
I watched the whole thing, including the movie. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Also, that was like, you know how you said in the beginning when you shot the second episode first or something like that of this show, that we were so confused. Remember when we were watching Firefly? Because we were watching
Oh, right.
I was
Everything was
watching
called
that, and then I watched
Serenity.
another one, and then I was just like,
The movie's called Serenity. There was an episode called Serenity. The ship
Right.
was called Serenity. They're like, hey, can you go get me that Serenity in the back seat over there? I would, but Serenity's got it right now.
And it was like
Yeah.
2 episodes, like an hour and a half, the first episode, which
mhm.
it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it.
All right. Speaking of enjoyment, episode, what is that? 17.
I just want to cut in real quick and say I have watched the second of Firefly. I've watched the whole thing.
How many
and the
times?
movie. Just once. I do want to rewatch it again, but I have not seen the second episode of Clone Wars. But I do intend to. I would watch the second episode.
And you will.
I will.
Now,
It's a good series.
My stepdaughter is really into that Clone Wars series, and she's like dying to get her mom to watch it. So
There you go.
Yeah, I like it.
all right.
Hey, have you guys watched the first Rebels?
No,
Star Wars Rebels?
that's one of them we may.
Okay.
This is a Star Trek heavy show. And let me tell you, episode 17, we reviewed Star Trek Enterprise on CBS All Access.
Ooh.
Our special guests, 2 of them, were Stephanie Kay and Bridget Fitzgerald, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Party block.
Let's see. Michael, you gave it an 8. Stephanie and I gave it a 9, and Bridget was bringing up the rear with a 7. Gave it a 7. All
I
3
gave
of
it
us
a 7.
said we would watch the second episode, and certainly have. Bridget said she would not. Have you watched?
I have not. Well, actually, no, I take that back. I actually did watch the second episode, and that influenced my thoughts on the first episode. before we
Right.
did it. Remember, it's like a 2-parter, and I ended
It's
up
like a
watching
10.
both
So it's kind of like a yes, you would watch the second because you did, but you wouldn't watch the third based on the second.
I don't based on the second, because it like Stephanie, if you remember, like it was controversial to me because I was like, there's too much sex going on in this show
Right.
for people on the
Yeah.
And then I was like, I
Stephanie
don't
was like trying to give you the hard sell of like,
she was. She
you
was
should
like,
watch it anyway.
you should watch it anyway. And I was like, okay.
Interesting. Well, a lot of people here watching us like Enterprise.
Nice.
So everybody.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yes.
I
There
have
you
actually not watched all of Enterprise yet. My wife and I are actually in season 2 right now. But we have been watching, like, not every week, obviously, because there's like new discoveries that come out. So we watch Discovery, and we're also watching Stargate SG-1 and in tandem with that's part of our deal. Like, I watch a Stargate SG-1 for her, and she watches a Star Trek Enterprise for me. So
Nice.
I can never make it through the intro song of Enterprise.
How dare you?
the best song ever.
That's always been a love-hate thing with fans.
Bridget,
Yeah.
your thoughts on Len?
Thanks, Len. I mean, you like it. All these people like it. Stephanie Kay, who was awesome to me, likes it too. So I'm like, all right. Guys, fine. Maybe I'll try it again. I do love Star Trek, so I mean, I'll give it a go. But yes, thank you, Belinda.
A lot of people here.
A few tries to get into it.
All
All right, I'm not alone.
Now, Bridget, this is not because you don't like a Star Trek series, but it's time for you to go.
Yeah, I felt it coming. Anyway, Happy New Year, everybody out there. Thanks
So
for
long,
watching the first.
farewell, auf Wiedersehen,
Wiedersehen,
goodbye.
Do you want to give us a plug on your way out, Bridget?
Sure. If you think I'm funny, try my YouTube channel. You can watch Smiley Bridge TV. That's my sketch comedy that's there. I'm creating new episodes because I just got a grant. So thank you to the East LA Arts Initiative.
Wow.
Appreciate it.
Nice.
All right. See you later.
I'll miss you.
Check her out, guys.
I'll miss you too.
See you, Bridget.
Bye, guys.
Well, that's the bad news. But the good news is hello to and the birthday girl, Roz Stanley.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And Mochi.
Mochi's butt. Not always.
I've
It
got
really
a
is.
happy birthday surprise for you, Roz. I guess you can't see it all. Now,
Yeah.
but
Oh my God, I
I'll give her a
do.
little
I see
background of
two
all
of
your
them.
appearances
Oh
on our
God, there's
show.
4. Oh my God, that's crazy.
love it. I love
That's
it.
cool. I
Yeah.
love it. My reactions to everything.
All right, let's all sing happy birthday now.
Ready? Go.
Happy birthday, oh dear.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Roz Stanley.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Yay!
Someone was not singing.
Blowing out the candle.
Ryan,
No.
while you're drinking.
Okay.
Hey, would you like just on cue? Like,
Yeah.
Then there's a cat's ass.
Hello to Egypt.
Egypt, hey.
Egypt, where the pyramids are.
What? We got Egypt in the house.
All right. Here we go.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, thank you, ceiling fan. Thank you. Oh, that's
Look at all
so
that
sweet.
love. Look at all that love.
My heart is growing. My heart is growing.
The love.
So how cool is it that Roz decided to come play with us on her birthday? That's really cool. So everybody in the comments,
Very
make sure you continue to give her a lot of love. Melissa, you always give her lots of love because she's everybody's favorite human on the planet. Let's move forward. So episode 18, special guests were, what a coincidence, Melissa Longo and Roz Stanley. This was during Virtual TrekCon 1. We reviewed Star Trek The Animated Series. Michael and I both gave it a 7.5, whereas Roz and Melissa gave it a curmudgeonly 7. All 4 of us said we would watch the second, but did you guys watch the second?
I have watched the whole thing. I mean, not since we watched the first, but I have watched the whole thing in the past.
Oh, wow. I did not watch the second.
Probably like, ooh, you did.
I kind of forgot about it, but
I didn't know I was supposed to.
But you know what? That to me, that's almost like of course you did. You're a Star Trek fan. Like, come on.
Melissa, did you watch the second?
I did. That's more good.
Did the cat watch the second?
The cat, she may have been facing something.
She matches the Falling Tower logo.
She doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
Where's her head?
You have 2 cats, Melissa?
I have one now.
She has one cat with 2 butts.
I thought I saw it. Okay. Sorry, I'm seeing things.
It acts like it's 2.
Yes, she has transporter abilities.
Oh, here's a nice
transporter, like Discovery.
Oh, thank you, Dee Dee.
Oh.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mike, you watched the second, did you, of the animated series?
Yeah, I said not since we watched the first, but I've watched the entire series in the past. So.
We're falling behind on time, guys. It's time to speed to the next one.
Oh, crap.
The Orville, episode 19, featuring Jennifer Durst, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you again.
Michael, you gave it an 8.5. I gave it an 8. We had to talk Jen down from giving it a 10, so she settled on a 9.5.
Why did you do that?
She settled on a 9.5.
Rico was on it.
We all three said we would watch the second. Did you guys watch the second?
Yeah.
I watched the whole thing. I'm waiting for it. Is it coming back? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, they're currently filming.
Okay, good, because I love that show.
Yeah, but don't let these guys discourage you from giving it a 10.
Do you remember? How did you talk me down to it? I don't remember.
Because at first you said I give it a 10, then Michael and I gave our reviews, and then you were kind of like, maybe it's a 9.5.
No, I think I just didn't want to like give it the full 10, like never give a full 10.
Mike was laying it on pretty thick on you. You're like, okay, I guess you think it's better than anything ever will be ever. By giving it a 10.
Cut him off and let it go. No, but I love that show so much.
It's a great show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good show.
All the way, see? So good.
Oh, wow.
Very cool. 9 point. Okay, I could have gave him a 9.975.
Well, we weren't doing hundredths yet. We were only doing to the tenths.
Yeah, we only did it when we were eventually convinced to by Michael.
Yeah. When I broke the mold.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for it to come back already.
But we've got some bad news. Speaking of coming back, Jen, we hope you do come back.
To kick me out.
Well, thanks for joining us, Jen. And everybody, stay tuned. When Jen comes back, be sure to join in and tell her how much you enjoyed watching her in previous episodes and in this one. Any final thoughts, Jen, or things to plug?
I'm just gonna. Oh well, I've been really bad with social media lately. But if you want to follow me, you could go to @Jurassic.Jen because I have an obsession with Jurassic Park, just so you know. And @Jen, stick to 9.95. Got it. That's gonna be my thing. But yeah, I've been really bad with social media. But you could still follow me on Instagram if you want. That's basically my only plug. Okay.
Great. Well, Jen, thanks very much. We'll see you soon.
It was so quiet. Bye. Kick me out.
Thanks for joining us.
She's still waving in the green room. All right, so what's next, you guys? I think we're falling behind. Okay, Josh Sussman of Glee was with us on episode 20.
And Wizards of Waverly Place.
Right. We watched Gargoyles on Disney Plus. Michael, you gave it a 6.5. I gave it a 6. Josh gave it a 3.9, but said that he would watch the second, whereas you and I said we would not. Did you watch the second?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Gargoyles?
Gargoyles. You know the cartoon from the 90s?
Yeah, it's like the second Star Trek animated series that's not a Star Trek animated series. It's got a lot of Star Trek actors on it.
Right. That's why we're so interested in it. Yeah.
Is that from the books? Like the books that were gargoyles? Or no?
It's like gargoyles that are like statues.
Yeah, the statues.
But they
We read
move.
about it. It was great.
They move.
It was gargoyles and goosebumps.
Speaking of Goosebumps,
Goosebumps. Remember that.
episode 21 was Red Dwarf on Amazon. Katie Nicolau, meteorologist Katie, joined us. Michael, you gave it a shocking 6.5. I gave it a 3.5. Katie gave it a 2 for an average of a 4 out of the three of us. Yet somehow, some way, all three of us said we would watch the second episode, even though I gave it a 2. Did you watch the second?
I have in the past, but not since we watched the first again. But I mean, I think my ex-wife and I were kind of marathoning it, and so I think we got up to maybe season 3 or 4 or something like that. But I have not watched it since then. But I did buy the whole first season, so I do have it to watch.
It's a bad show, but it's one of those that's like so bad and corny that you just got to keep watching it, you know. And so it's I can see where
it as a kid, like when I was like saw it on PBS when I was like a kid, and I used to love it. That's why I kind of like got back into it when I got older, and then that's why I wanted to watch it for this too.
See, War Dogheim says exactly what the problem is. Red Dwarf is the apex of British humor, and I'm like, if that's what you guys have to offer as your apex, then I don't know what to tell you.
The apex is Monty Python, but
yeah,
good point.
Is it bad that I've never been into Monty Python like most people?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. All right.
I haven't even seen it.
Should I see myself out?
Soon.
Ryan will take care of that when it's your time.
Got it.
Speaking, actually, it's right here.
No!
Episode 22, special guest Rico E. Anderson. We watched Quantum Leap on NBC.com.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, you gave it a 3, which was very rude. I gave it a nice 3.5.
A nice 3.5. 3 is rude, but 3.5 is nice. Yeah.
Rico, it was tough love. Rico gave it a 5.5, so we averaged out to a 4. Michael and I said we would not watch the second episode, sadly, even though we have faith in the heart. Rico said he would watch the second episode. Did you?
Yeah, I've seen the whole series, but long time ago. But even like in reruns, I've seen it. But for people who know me, I like damn near everything, and it's really hard for me to overly criticize stuff. So I automatically give these things high ratings just because I don't know, like anything Star Trek, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I may have a problem here or there, but I love it. So like, woohoo! So yeah,
I think Quantum Leap is definitely one of those where for its time it was a thing and it was good, and then you look back and you're like, it doesn't quite maybe hold up.
Yeah. Well, especially the first episode didn't really do it justice to the rest of the series. I think is probably what the problem is. I think a lot of people in the comments were saying that like in later seasons it gets better or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
for sure.
Yeah. It was tough.
Found your way, basically.
I loved it when I was a kid somehow, but when I watched it as an adult, I was like, what is this, Phil? Hey, Rico, anything to plug before we run off?
What do I have to plug? Follow me on Instagram. I am Rico Anderson. Follow The Lightning Hour on YouTube. The Lightning Hour. Gosh, I was just on the season 4 premiere of SWAT. Please go back and check it out on CBS. On SWAT. If you have CBS All Access, especially if you're a big fan and you have it, go check it out. I'm currently shooting the second season of Apple TV Plus's Truth Be Told. Ooh. And that's about it.
Say bye to Rico, everybody.
Bye to Rico, everybody. Everybody have a great 2020.
I read in the comments, but what did you say? Later, Rico. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
All right. So we got 10 minutes to make up here, guys. Ooh. Episode 23 with our good friend, Miss Kelly Park, who actually dressed like a pirate and talked like a pirate, even though it wasn't Talk Like a Pirate Day, for Black Sails on Amazon. Michael, you gave it a 2.5. Kelly,
can I change that to a 1.5?
Yeah,
it's a generous 2.5.
Kelly and I both gave it a 7. You said you would not watch the next episode. Kelly and I said we would. Did you watch the second episode?
No, heck no.
I didn't either. I think Kelly might have though. Black Sails, anybody? Anybody like Black Sails?
Nope.
Never heard
I
of it.
really like the opening theme song, and I really like the opening scene, and so those were like 9s or 10s to me, and that really pulled it up. Anyway,
all right, episode 24
with Lila Shacker, our good friend, who, by the way, is
first
also,
episode.
Yeah, we watched Spaced. Michael, Lila and I gave it a 7.5. You gave it a 9.5 somehow for British humor. You and Lila.
Hey, give me some love in the comments, people. Give some love for Spaced. I know you guys love Spaced.
You and Lila both said you would watch the next episode. I said, no way, even though I gave it a decent score, I'm not going to subject myself to that, because I remember thinking I was happy when it was over. So if it felt good for it to be over, I would not I would appreciate that it's good, but I would not subject myself to that kind of pain. Did you watch the second, Michael?
I mean, I've watched the whole thing. Not since we watched the first again, but I have watched the whole thing in the past. So.
Okay. Now
I'm a fan of British humor, specifically, obviously Monty Python. You know, I loved Red Dwarf, but man, Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, and then Edgar Wright too. I mean, you get those three together, and then it's a winning combination.
Can't go wrong there.
So, moving on to a very exciting one, episode 25 with our good friend Hannah Hate, who played Molly O'Brien in Star Trek The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. We watched Futurama on Hulu. Michael, you gave it an 8.5. Hannah and I thought that was way too high, so we both gave it an 8. You and Hannah both said you would watch the next episode. I said I would not. Have you?
Ryan, come on. Why haven't you?
Huh.
I've watched the entire series many, many times over. It was a show that my wife loved also. It's kind of one of the things that when we first started dating, we watched it all the time, especially like we always watch something to fall asleep. She has to watch TV to fall asleep, so I like to watch something that I'm interested in because I can't fall asleep if the TV's on. And so we have watched Futurama in the past, and we would just keep marathoning it. Once we make it through, we just start it over again and keep watching it over and over. So yes, I've watched it a lot.
I didn't. Episode 26 was...
All right, everybody spam Ryan for not watching Futurama.
I
What
thought
kind
it was
of nerd
good.
are you?
I thought it was good, and I was happy that it exists. I just it just wasn't quite enough for... Well, these guys love it. Wow. Okay, I'm getting convinced. Okay, so episode 26 was The Boys on Amazon. Special guest was Bethany Bowden, Michael, if you recall that one. First of all three of us said we would watch the second episode.
Yeah.
Michael, you and Beth gave it a 9. I gave it an 8.5. Did you watch the second?
I still would. I haven't yet. But I still would, though.
I would too, but I haven't yet. Have you guys seen it?
No.
All right, cool, easy.
It's like superheroes gone bad. It's pretty interesting premise, I think. It's got Carl Urban, our good Dr. McCoy from the new Star Trek movies.
And Eowyn on Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
Sorry, Eomer.
Not Eowyn, the lady, Ryan.
Roz is like, what does any of this mean?
What is Star Trek? I'm kidding. It's a joke, guys.
Lord of the Who?
Lord of what? Is that sci-fi or...
Lord of the Dance. Okay, so next, episode 27 with Vera Vanguard again, our good friend, actress and hand model extraordinaire. We watched Cobra Kai on Netflix. Wow. Now, Vera and I both gave it an 8.5 for that first episode. Michael gave it a 7 because he's a grouch. Vera and I both said we would watch the second. Michael said he would not watch the second. Did you, though?
I still haven't.
Oh.
Wow. I've watched it all. It's great. What do you guys think?
I know that people like it a lot, but I just have no interest in seeing it. I'm glad that they brought it back. I'm glad that they're giving these guys work as actors. And,
it's like it's a charity case.
Here, you guys can have a little show. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, did you like Karate Kid as a kid?
Oh yeah. When I was younger, I loved. That's why I took Taekwondo when I was young. But yeah, I couldn't really get into the show. I mean, like I said, I'm glad that it's there and that people can watch it and that the actors have work. But
I think it's a great. I think of like taking a show and like rebooting it or like revisiting it 20 years later or whatever. I think it's a perfect example of how to do that. To like bring back the old characters and to have the depth and to also introduce new characters and not have it like fan service but still kind of feel that connection to the old show. It's like
no, I know a lot of people like it.
Speaking of perfect examples, everybody, we do have another special guest to bring up here. She's been the perfect example of a special guest, and her name is, guess what her name is? I'm just kidding, it's right there. Hey, Kat, how you doing?
Hi.
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 Have you seen Cobra Kai?
You know, I have not, but my husband has seen all of them and he's obsessed with it.
Nice.
Yeah, people like that show.
Yeah, love it.
I would not watch the second, but people like it.
I think it has like the nostalgia factor, you know?
Yeah, it's great. Beautiful. We've got 11 or 12 of these to fly through. Kat, I know you've been watching backstage for a few of these, so you know how we're doing it. Here we go. What's next?
Raised by Wolves, number 28.
Oh, right. I skipped ahead. With our good friend Darylyn Kelleher, who is also a very funny person. Raised by Wolves, very, very high marks. The second highest besides Lost. Michael, you gave it a 9.8.
Whoa.
Probably my highest score ever.
Yeah, I gave it an 8.7. Darylyn gave it an 8.4. That's an average of an 8.97 for those of you scoring at home. All three of us said we would watch the second. Did you, Michael?
I've watched the entire first season, so it's a great show all the way through. Yeah,
I've never heard.
I did.
It's on HBO Max. You can watch the first episode on YouTube.
Yeah, it's funny that Scott says he's never heard of it because I believe I actually told him and texted him and said, "This is a show you would enjoy. You should check it out."
Yeah, I don't remember getting a text from you.
He doesn't look at your texts, Ryan. Come on. He's too busy for that.
Yeah. I'm too busy updating the virtual TrekCon website.
This was in September. Anyway, it's right up your alley, Scott. I think you would like it a lot.
Good show,
yeah.
It does sound like something you would text me.
Episode 29, special guest, Mr. Darth Shuey. Kind of the third member of the Falling Tower trifecta. Right. Most of our videos have him acting in it and being hilarious. Venture Brother. Yeah, that's just an old way of saying hilarious. I used to know somebody that said hilarious, and I just kind of picked it up. He made us watch Venture Brothers, and we did it because it was his birthday. Don't get any ideas, Roz.
I have to wait a whole other year for us to watch something on your birthday. So
Okay.
So Darth gave it honestly a 5.5. That's very big of him considering it's his favorite show ever. Michael gave it a 5. I gave it a 4. You guys said you would watch the second. I said no chance. Did you watch the second?
I've seen the second. I didn't watch it after this, but I have seen it before.
Okay.
Did you?
No. Give me a break. Give me a damn break. No, I'm sure it gets
that other people like, but he doesn't.
I'm sure it gets better later, but you know, I hear that. Ira Stephen Bear says it's the best show on TV, or was. So Karate Kid love. Next is Umbrella Academy on Netflix. Our guests were Josh Sussman of Glee and Bridget Fitzgerald. Oh, she's gone.
Oh.
This was for Virtual TrekCon 2. Bridget and Josh gave it a 10 and a 9, respectively. Michael gave it a 7.6. I gave it a 6.5. That's an average of an 8.2. Everybody said they would watch the second, except me.
Except for Ryan.
Did you give it?
Didn't you, though?
Right, I did. Because it had, I was like, there was just one little thing where you're like, are they going to answer this mystery in the very next episode? Or is it going to be a mystery throughout the entire season? So I watched the second episode, Turns out it is an entire season. Forget it. I was right. Moving on. Did you watch the second?
I have. I still would, but I have not yet.
Have you guys seen it?
Mm-mm.
There's so many shows to watch.
Scott, did you get my text when I was like, dude, you should totally watch Umbrella?
Oh wow.
Everybody at home, have you guys seen Umbrella Academy? Whoa. Yeah, I thought
Wow. Oh, Lynn. Hey, Lynn. I know Lynn.
she knows you. Loved it. Loved it. Wow.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. A glowing endorsement. Umbrella Academy. It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Now, next, this one is fun. We have two special guests on episode 31. Melissa and Scott, both here. We watch
Hey, here you guys are.
Short Treks on CBS All Access.
Short Treks Runaway.
Yeah.
Michael, you gave it a 7.9. I gave it a 7. Scott gave it a 6.66 because he's like that. And Melissa, you gave it a 6.99. All four of us said we would watch the second, but have you guys?
Well, I already had watched them all. But I did not go back and rewatch them. If that's
Melissa, did we just see you shaking your head?
I didn't watch it. I didn't.
I did not.
They're so short.
I know.
So short.
I could watch them, but
We get to the Saru episode. That one, man.
What about the Harry Mudd one?
Yeah, the Harry Mudd. That's the best.
The Harry Mudd one is good.
Yeah. They were short.
Scott, it's time to say goodbye to you, sadly. Do you have anything to plug?
Yes, there's a film called Deathcember. It's a horror anthology film. It's like a Christmas-themed horror short films all put together into one feature film. And there's a segment that I was the cinematographer on called Getting Away From It All with director Pollyanna McIntosh. You might know her from The Walking Dead. And so you can watch that on Amazon and lots of other places where you stream stuff. It's called Deathcember. If you like horror and bloody Christmas type themed stuff.
Bloody Christmas stuff.
Yeah. Christmas, bloody Christmas.
Yeah, check it out.
All right.
Yeah. And this thing called Virtual Trek Con that I've been doing. It's pretty fun. You guys should check that out. I think you'd like it.
Check it out. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
All right. Thanks, dude. See ya.
Bye.
Bye, Scotty.
What is this, like the Brady Bunch? Hey,
Yeah.
bye.
Yep.
So episode 32, we saw Tales from the Loop on Amazon with our good friend, Miss Roz Stanley, everybody.
Yes.
She gave this an 8.75. Wow. I gave it a 6.7. Mike gave it a 7.6. You guys said that you would watch the second episode. I said I would not, as usual. I just realized there's a lot of no's in my column.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch the second?
Mm-hmm. I did.
Ah,
I watched episode 2, 3, 4, and 5 actually.
ah.
Wow.
Not yet for me, but I still would.
Good.
What about you, Kat and Melissa?
I've watched the first episode. I haven't watched the second yet.
No, I haven't.
That was one that Darth recommended. Again, boy,
Right.
that guy is just pooping in our pool, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought it was great. Because it's very Black Mirror-y, but it got too Black Mirror-y for me. Like it was very like creepy, so I stopped watching.
Oh.
Mm.
Yeah, but you liked Tiger King, and that guy was.
I watched Tiger King series 5 or 6 times.
Oh my
Love
God.
it. It is a comfort show for me. And I swear every time I watch it, they add scenes.
Oh,
to
you
it.
should.
Like I think there's footage they keep adding to Tiger King. I love it, love it, love it, love it.
There's stuff added, so I need to go back and watch it, rewatch it. There's some new
Yes.
stuff added.
Yes, because there's new things that happen each time I watch it, and I'm like, that wasn't here before. That scene wasn't here before. Joe didn't say that before. It's great. I love it. Love it.
Well, maybe.
How come that's not watched the first?
Oh, it was, and
It was.
Ross was our guest, and it was like episode, what was it, 5 or 6?
5.
Yeah.
5.
What did you rate it, Ryan?
That's this one back here. That's Roz from Tiger King.
That's the Tiger King.
That was actually the only episode that we didn't say if we'd watch the next one. We forgot because it was like episode 5. We didn't know what the heck we were doing. But speaking of not knowing what the heck they're doing, episode 33 was Lucifer on Netflix. Our guest was Joe Colton, and Joe gave it a 6.75. Michael gave it a 6. I gave it a straight 5, average of 5.92. Michael and Joe said you would watch the second. I said I would not.
I said I would if I was looking for like a comfort procedural show to watch, like a guilty secret, guilty pleasure.
I love it. I love it. It's disturbing and I love it. So good.
Our guy Talil is you.
That's right. It started with that song. Good knowledge. Anyway, yeah, not much to say about Lucifer, but special thanks to our good friend Anne-Marie Siegel for recommending that one.
Like 9 times.
Yeah, how we feel about the show doesn't reflect on how we feel about you. You are much funnier than that show, even though that show tries harder. Episode 34 was He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, the 80s cartoon with our good friend Darnell Davis. Michael, you gave it a 7. I gave it the obvious 9 that it deserves. Darnell was drunk and gave it a 1.5. You guys both said you would not watch it for whatever reason. I said I would because obviously. Did you watch the second though?
No reason to. Nope.
Maybe though, right?
Nah, nope. No, you don't have to. I mean, we saw that show when we were kids, and then it's like we've seen it already.
Oh, there's a lot of Lucifer fans in here.
Ah,
we hear good things. Oh, see, that's the thing. It's one of those shows that gets way better later.
Lucifer or He-Man?
He-Man stays flatline. I didn't watch the second, but I totally would. I would watch the whole thing, and I'm sure I will at some point, just because it's awesome.
When you're sick, you're gonna be like sick, eating some vegan chicken soup, and then you'll be like,
"Well, He-Man is sick,"
and then you'll be like, you'll just binge it.
Episode 35, Kat's like, finally. Our special guest was Kat, right here, as you see her. The show we reviewed was Star Wars Resistance on Disney Plus. Mike gave it a 4. I gave it a 4.5. Kat gave it a 3.7, an average of a 4.01. All 4 of us said we would not watch the next episode. But did you guys?
Nope. Did you?
I did not.
Break. Kat, do you remember anything about it specifically? Do you feel like you were a little too harsh on it?
No, it was a kid show. It was for children.
Oh, are you talking about He-Man, or are you talking about?
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't there. Next was episode 36 with our good friend, writer, producer, director, Tymaine Clay. We watched The Walking Dead World Beyond Burger. Michael, you gave it a 3. I gave it a 3.5. Tymaine gave it a 6, The Ever Optimist. Average of about a 4. We said we would not watch it the next episode. Ty said he would. But did you?
Nah.
What
No
show was
interest. It's an offshoot of Walking Dead. Like, you know, there's like Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, and then they came out with Walking Dead World Beyond. Where it's
I thought someone said something about a burger.
Yes.
Ryan said World Beyond Burger. In
Oh,
reference
okay.
to the Beyond Burger.
Yum,
Oh,
yum, yum, yum.
Vegan burger that we all enjoy, probably.
Delicious.
I thought that was the
Thank you,
show.
Kat.
World Beyond Burger. Wow.
But see, Ryan likes to say things wrong on purpose to
that's not a thing.
confuse people. That's what he does. He excels at that.
That's not a thing. Okay. Next is we're a little behind, so we're gonna have to speed through some of these.
Oh boy.
Especially this next one, Be Positive on CBS All Access. Michael gave it a 2, an angry 2. He was angry.
I did not like what they did with it. So it's a show about kidney disease. Many of you know that I have kidney disease and I'm on dialysis, and they did some pretty wrong things talking about kidney disease and dialysis in the show, and so that just frustrated me all to heck.
Not cool.
Yeah. So Mike gave it a 2. I gave it a generous 4. Sasha, very nice lady, Rico's partner in crime on their podcast, she gave it a 5. That's an average of about a 3.67. Michael, remember when you said, "Oh, I gave this thing a 2. What do you think? Would I watch?" But you gave this one a 2, and you said you would watch the next one.
Well,
So,
because
Sasha,
I want to
said,
hate
"No
on
way."
it some more. I want to see what they're going to do so I can be like, I hate this show so much.
Hate watching. Have you guys seen Be Positive?
No.
No, I never heard of it. What channel is it on?
It's a Chuck Lorre show on CBS.
Oh, okay.
You're lucky. I wanted to like it. It's a likable characters. Like everything was fine. It just
Thomas
wasn't great.
Middleditch from Silicon Valley, he's in it, and some weird lady that I don't know where she's from, but and it's a Chuck Lorre show, so you know it's like if you like those kind of 3-camera sitcoms like Big Bang and all those.
Yeah. So episode 38 was Devs on Hulu, a sci-fi thriller. No, maybe it was Devs I told Scott Baker about. There's something I did. And our special guest was our good friend Kat over here.
Hey!
She was great as usual. And let's see. Michael, you gave it a 7.65. Ryan, you gave it a 4.5 because that's what it deserved. Kat, you gave it an 8.
You're a curmudgeon. You're the one that's curmudgeonly giving all these curmudgeonly numbers.
Well, Kat and Michael gave it a yes, you would watch the second episode. I said no. Big surprise because it doesn't deserve it. Did you guys watch the second?
I did, and the third, and the fourth, and the fifth, and the sixth, and the seventh.
How was it? Was it good?
Did you watch the 8th though?
I did watch.
Okay, because there's only 8 episodes I guess it's just a limited series, so that's probably all that there is.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and I even went back and watched Ex Machina because that's the same director and writer. So, and it was the girl, the main girl. I forgot her name. She's in Ex Machina too.
Huh.
Yeah.
I have not, but I still would.
Still, even after time to sleep on it and think about it.
Oh yeah, especially then.
Do it.
Scott Baker, if you're still watching, maybe it was Devs that I recommended to you because he likes these kind of like nerdy thriller in a world kind of stuff, you know.
Well, that's it. That's what it is.
In a world.
That's cool. So you liked it though, Kat.
Loved it.
Awesome. Next is we're really getting close here. This was this month during 12 days of content, episode 40. No, I'm skipping ahead. Episode 39 with meteorologist Katie Nicolau. Check her out on the internet. We watched the X-Men animated series from the 90s, which was awesome. Michael gave it an 8. I gave it an 8.8. Katie gave it a 7.5, but she was raving about it. We all three said we would watch the second, but Michael, did you already?
I did actually. I was kind of because I remember there was a character Morph that
lives on in infamy now on our show.
this character Morph that was like the most annoying character in all of any cartoon or any X-Men anything.
Do you remember his laugh?
Or something like that. I don't know. It was terrible. It was super annoying. And I remember like Ryan brought up the point that he was not in the credits. And I was like, And so just one morning I was just like, let me just get my cereal, let me just sit down and let me just like Katie kind of said, like a Saturday morning cartoon. No, I think I was eating my lunch that day and I was like, I'm just gonna sit down and like or maybe it was the next day. And I was like, I'll just sit down and I'll just why not? Just have to throw it on the X-Men for fun. And I watched the second episode. It was just as good as the first. And I know that Ryan also watched the second.
I did. I think I put it on while I was brushing my tooth. And then, because I was just like, hey, let's just see what, hey, whatever. So I've just watched the second, but I would watch the remainder of the series, of course, because it deserves it, because it's good. And when the song starts and you get all pumped and you're ready to go, and then there's all these X-Men mutants and they're fighting, and it's so cool. You had to be there, guys. You had to. Melissa's looking at us like we're weirdos, but you had. It's pretty cool.
Cartoons.
So good. Have you guys seen the X-Men cartoons?
Yes, I grew up on it.
Oh,
It's great.
I don't remember watching it as a kid either. So may have to check that out.
Yes.
Yeah, it's on
Very
Disney
good.
Plus.
Yes. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, they killed him in episode 2. I think is when he died. Or
Okay.
I think they found out that he died in episode 1 or something like that. I think.
Yeah. Now, episode 40 with our good friends Melissa Longo and Roz Stanley. It's funny how you guys are like, you like come in together, you stick together. You're like peanut butter and jelly.
But which one's peanut butter and which one's jelly? Fight.
I'll be jelly.
I'm good with
You would.
There we go. Wow.
Sorry, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Roz, by the
Happy
way.
birthday.
Thank you mucho.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
That's why I've got this special background of all Roz to commemorate her for her birthday.
Let's see it one more time. Ta-da! These are all the episodes.
This one was Tiger King.
Yes.
This one I think was
Babylon
the most
5.
recent.
the Babylon 5. This one was Tales from the Loop, and then
Yes.
this one was Star Trek animated series.
Yes, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Wow, you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Love all
Yeah.
So,
reactions.
so we reviewed Babylon 5, the four of us. This was kind of a nice little mix. Michael gave it a 5. Roz, you gave it a 5.8. Is that right? Or a 5.5, and Melissa gave it a 5.8. One of you gave it a 5.8 and a 5. Yeah, Roz, you gave it a 5.8. Melissa gave it a 5.5. I gave it a 7.1 because that's what it deserves, and you guys are just being mean. Nobody said they would watch the second episode except Roz.
Mm-hmm. I did. I watched the second episode and I watched the movie as well.
What?
Wow.
It put everything into context for me.
Nice.
Well, I was pretty harsh on Babylon 5, and I know that I got a lot of flack in the comments section because of that.
We got a lot of hate in the comments from that one. Wow.
Yeah. I did apologize, if you guys remember, if I hurt anyone's feelings, and I wasn't just talking about Melissa. I meant anybody in the audience as well.
Well, yeah, and it seemed like the comments only heard the negative. They didn't hear the positive stuff that was said too.
I think I was too loud with the negative, and
Maybe.
You can be pretty vehement sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah. Kat, have you seen Babylon 5?
I have, but it's been a while. I
Okay.
would have to refresh. on that.
I think that maybe if I had watched it in the 90s when it came out, like I did with Deep Space Nine, I would have a fond place for it in my heart, like with Deep Space Nine. But like I didn't, and it's pretty unwatchable to me. So
There he goes again. Comments.
Ryan, you said you wouldn't watch the second either. So come on, you can't.
No
you can't
chance,
give me
no.
that.
Yeah, no, that's true. I appreciate it for what it is. I think it was a good concept and pretty well written. There was just a lot of little problems with it that just, the production value wasn't quite there, which is not their fault. That's why I gave it such a high score, was because, production value, I don't fault them too much for that. And I'm happy that people like it. And it's one of those shows that people defend to the death. And so there must be a reason for that.
And like Deep Space Nine as well, it probably does get better as it goes on. And so that's probably something I should, not be so harsh to criticize something from the 90s that doesn't have a good first episode. But I still didn't like it. So.
I think we've all learned a valuable lesson here today.
The more you know.
Lastly, episode 41, which was released just 2 days ago. Our good friends Talis Forge and Dr. Mohammed Noor joined us during 12 Days of Christmas. 12 Days of Content. Not everybody knows.
Content.
We reviewed the 100 on Netflix. Michael gave it a 6.2. Ryan gave it a 4.3. Talis gave it a 4. And Mohammed gave it a cheerful 6.4 for an average of 5.2. Michael, you said you would watch the second, and so did Mohammed. But Talis
I gave it a shameful yes.
That's right.
Said I would shamefully watch the second because I like the premise and I like looking at attractive people.
Well, then you're in luck.
I have not yet, but that
was just a couple days ago.
I could have, maybe would have, maybe would.
Have you guys seen the 100?
I have, yes. I've seen a lot of them. I like it. My only quarrel with it is like their favorite lines are "Let's go," or "Come on, come on, let's go."
What's the 100 about?
100 very attractive young people are sent to Earth from a space station where everyone lives because there was a nuclear holocaust on Earth, and then so the 100 most attractive people are sent there. It's not like they're sending the most attractive people. It's just they are attractive people. They're like all young, attractive people that they're like. These are like the prisoners, and they're like, let's send them to Earth to see if it's safe for us to go down there.
Okay.
It was an interesting premise with a lot of promise, but
premise with promise.
I know.
You heard it here.
Katie Carr says, watch the first, the seventh rule.
Yeah.
Oh.
We should also watch the first.
Next year, we'll just review all of these episodes.
Next year, we can review this live episode that we're doing right now.
Sounds terrible. So, yeah, that was the 100. It should be called Beverly Hills 90210. Thank you. Next, so we do the show every Wednesday evening, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So the next one will be next Wednesday, January 6th at 6 p.m., 9 p.m. And we will be reviewing the Golden
Girls.
Oh, nice.
With our good friends Rico E. Anderson and Darth Shuey, because we thought who better to review a show from the 80s about 4 old ladies in Miami than 4 dudes in 2021 on the West Coast.
Yeah.
I get it.
Now,
I'm very excited for that one.
Does it dethrone Lost for the highest markings, highest grades ever on our show? I guess we'll just have to see on Wednesday.
Lost got the highest markings?
I think so. Lost got an average of 9.33.
Raised by Wolves got what?
Yeah, that's the other one that might be, where is it? 8.97. No, so I think our highest was
Ryan
Lost.
Gave it a curmudgeonly score.
No. I
What were
gave
you
it
gonna say,
a
Kieran?
8.7.
Okay, Kieran?
What were your guys' personal favorites out of all of them?
Mine was got to be Raised by Wolves.
Yeah, you were getting messy.
Yeah.
You
Go back
needed
and check out that episode if you guys haven't seen it. It's I loved that show. I mean, first of all, watch the show, watch the episode,
yeah,
and then watch our review of it because I get all giddy about it.
He needed a bib and a diaper after that one.
Dang.
Have you guys seen Raised by Wolves?
No. What's it about?
Well, I texted our friend Scott Baker about it.
Or you thought you did.
What's it about, Michael?
Oh man, how do I explain it? It's a science fiction story set in a dystopian future where the followers of a religion called Soul are at war with the atheists, and they all leave Earth because Earth has become uninhabitable. And then the atheists have sent 2 androids with human embryos to Kepler 22b to raise the human embryos as atheists. But everything goes awry when a spaceship of Soul.
Are you reading?
No, I'm literally saying this from memory. Everything goes awry when a spaceship
There are a lot of
full
spoilers.
followers of Soul. No, this is all in the first episode. Arrive at the planet.
Yeah, but there's spoilers of the first episode. But you should
Well,
check
not
it out.
really.
It's really good.
Just check out the first episode at least. You can watch it on YouTube, but then you have to sign up for HBO Max. That's how they get you.
Yep.
Roz was gotten by that. No, it was Amazon that got you.
Amazon Prime tried to get me twice, but I beat it.
So everybody stay tuned for that. That's next week. We're going to review Golden Girls. Will Golden Girls dethrone Raised by Wolves? Well, find out on Wednesday. My favorite,
He-Man.
Yeah, He-Man was a very thing.
It sure was, wasn't it?
It was very enjoyable. I also liked the X-Men animated cartoon. Raised by Wolves was very impressive in a lot of ways. Lost is a perfect pilot, so that was also a great one. Cobra Kai was extremely enjoyable, even though Mike is being weird about it for some reason. You know, there were a lot of, those were probably the highlights. G.I. Joe was also cool. There might be a trend forming here.
Yeah.
Anyway, any final thoughts, guys? Do you have anything to plug or promote, Melissa Longo?
Well, I have my store, Walking Art by Melissa, and artwork and stuff. And you can look me up on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. And if you want to follow me on social media, do that too.
She's like, you know, whatever, no big whoop.
That would be fun.
Roz, do you have any? Happy birthday, Roz.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I just say, is there going to be a bottom line today? Is there going to be a bottom line today, Michael? Is there going to be a bottom line today?
Right here. This whole thing is just the bottom line.
Yeah, but if we were to do a bottom line on the show, I guess we could.
Because that's my favorite part. And when he does that,
bottom line.
He likes to do this. Terrible toes.
The bottom line.
I love it. Anyway, let me talk about me real quick. You can follow me. You can follow me on social media. I have a YouTube and an Instagram Hey, Roz, it's me, and that's Melissa. So yes, hey Roz, it's me, YouTube or Instagram, or just Google my name and something will show up. You'll find all my stuff.
Nice. Kat, do you have anything to plug? I was just gonna like put the solo on Mike just for fun. Do you have anything to plug or to promote?
That's what I do when I'm making faces for our thumbnails. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm in pre-production on my web series, Almost 30. That will be out on YouTube in a few months. And follow me on Instagram at Kat Guerin. And yeah, like Ross says, Google me and stuff will show up.
Things will appear magically. Well, I guess that's it. Oh, so okay, so I guess we got to do the bottom line now because the birthday girl wills it.
Yeah.
So, Michael, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give this podcast that we just are finishing right now?
Well, this is it. My very first 10. Would I watch the second episode of this or even the next episode? Yes, I would.
Michael, the bottom line goes, we all go around.
Oh, sorry about that.
So excited.
Melissa, scale of 1 to 10.
I'm going to give it a 10 too.
10.2. That's even better.
Damn
A 10 also. Because there's so many wonderful people here.
Yes, yes, yes. See, everyone's saying a
10.
Roz Stanley, scale of 1 to 10.
I'm going to give it a 10 as well.
Ah.
Nice. And JR Poole agrees with Melissa. Kat, what would you give it?
A 10.
Wow, you guys are so, boy, oh boy. I feel like I have to give it a 10 because the pressure's on, but what am I supposed to do with this? I have to okay. I give it a 10.
Hey! Wow. That's definitely Ryan's first 10.
Can you believe it? Is it? Oh, so far. Stay tuned to find out. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, would you watch the second of these once a year, end of year countdown things? Count up?
Yeah, I would.
Nice. What about you, Melissa?
Can you ask me next year?
Yes.
I would.
Melissa's inviting herself to next year. Roz, would you watch the second 2021 edition?
I have to say I would, and I would love to watch it live, just like this one. There's something about the live element. Love it.
What about you, Kat? Feel free to say whatever you like. No pressure.
Well, I wholeheartedly agree with Roz. I love the live, and I would totally watch the second, and the third, and the fourth, and the fifth.
Hey.
Nice. You heard her, Mike. You have to do this for at least 5 years.
At least 5 years. Yeah.
I would watch the second in real time. Great. That's settled. Well, any final thoughts before we go? Everybody at home, thank you so much for joining us. What do you guys think?
I thank them also for joining us. Please, thank you.
49.
Wow.
11.
Yeah,
Ooh,
nice.
11.
Please go to 11.
Always submit to peer pressure.
It's a Spinal Tap joke.
Nice reference. Do it live. I'll write it. We'll do it live. Okay. Ask her on Saturday.
What's happening on Saturday?
We'll find out. Great. So I think that's it. Please check us out every Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9
Not this
p.m.
evening. but next Wednesday evening.
Eastern, right. Every, starting now.
Yeah.
Starting
next week.
We will be reviewing Golden Girls with Rico E. Anderson and Darth Shuey. It is a hoot and a
Looking
holler.
forward to that. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. We've already recorded it, so I can say that.
Without me?
Sorry to spoil the mystique.
Anyway, thank you so much, Melissa Longo. Thank you so much, Roz Stanley, and happy birthday to you. Thank you so much, Kat Guerin, for joining us. You guys are all superstars. We appreciate you jumping on and making us look good. Otherwise, it would just be Michael and I saying stupid inside jokes from 20 years ago that nobody would get, and we'd be laughing, and they'd be like, "What's their damn problem?"
Pretty sad, really.
Pretty sad. That's also an inside joke.
Thank you guys for creating this. This has been so fun here. So congratulations to you guys, and it's been awesome.
You're welcome. We did it just for you and everyone else.
Great. See y'all next time, guys. And thank you. Do we have this podcast was a lot of fun.
This podcast was great fun.
This podcast was a hoot and a holla.
Aha.
This podcast was a great way to look behind me.
Mm.
Yeah, no.
This podcast was a great end to the year.
Nice. Thank you all very much, and we'll see you soon, guys. Please be sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon for
And
Falling
don't
Towers.
forget-
And that's on youtube.com/Falling Tower. If you want us to review something or talk about it, say WTF in the comment section below with whatever show you want us to do. And take it away, Michael Kenyon Rosenberg.
And don't forget to watch the first podcast. Watch